Dear viewers, thank you for joining us again. We're still in the place called Wandsworth, and as last time, we met a gentleman who happened to grow up in the very same areas as our guest today. Basically, what we're trying to go through is how these guys experience the times past to present. What's changed in the area? Has it got the effect of how they live life today here in the UK? I'm going to be introducing you to another gentleman today who is also a musician. He's a rapper, and he literally goes through the same experiences he's been having here in the UK or in the area where he's grown up. I'm not going to be going through a lot. Let's just get to hear from him himself, and then he tell us who he is, where he grew up, and all that. Mr. Nice to see you again.
Sorry, bro.
Yes. So our viewer today would like to know who you are and how you happen to live in this area.
Yeah, right. I'm a Dezert Eagle.
Yes.
Rapper, actor. And yeah, I grew up in South London, Wandsworth, Battersea area.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about that.
So literally all your schooling, everything was in this area.
Everything's been in this area. Everything. South London raised. Yeah. I was born here, grown up here.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
So what are your origins then? Where do you come from?
I'm originally from Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm from Ghana. Both my parents from Ghana.
Yeah.
So yeah, growing up in my house was like growing up in Ghana, basically. But then when I come out, it's like I'm in London. It was weird like that.
Right.
You get what I mean? Because I had all the cultural things, the food, the
church.
The church.
Yeah.
The discipline. Do you get what I'm saying? The respect for elders.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like I had the whole cultural thing direct from my parents in the house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then obviously when you step out the door,
you're in London.
Like, I'm in London.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? That's how growing up was for me. And as I grew as well, I've been blessed enough that from I was like 8, I went to Ghana the first time when I was 8 years old.
Right.
And my parents took me every 4 years. So I had a foundation, like I said, growing up in the house, going to Ghana from early and going quite frequent.
Okay.
So I got to see like how life is in Ghana and the difference between Ghana and here. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I'd spend the whole summer holidays there. So I'd go there, I'd be there for 5-6 weeks straight, then come back.
What was your experience as a black guy growing up here in the
London?
UK? Let's say from school, because we hear some of the crazy gangs usually get their clients or people like from school.
From schools.
Yes.
Yeah, it happens. But it's not necessarily just, I mean, it's literally any walk of life. It usually comes mainly from the estate that you grew up on.
Okay.
Before to say school. You know what I mean? That's where I'd say the most direct, because that's where it's all happening. So over here, depending on, we have council estates, where it's literally big buildings full up of people, working class people. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's where, a lot of the crime is at, because there's not a lot of money there. That's how, how it is. The rich people live on one side, the poor people live on another. Then you have some people that are in between. But crime is wherever there's poverty in it, or wherever there's hardship. So that's where it really is at. And then obviously schools, that's through whoever your friends that you meet up and what influences they're into and what you get into and what you get drawn into. And the older ones also always influencing the younger ones to do the types of things that it is whatever that they're doing.
Right.
So yeah, school is part of it, but I'd say I think directly though, from the estates that we grow up on.
You grew up from. Because you said you grew up with your parents in the same place. Were you also on the estate?
Yeah. I grew up, mine was like for example, this area here is I mean, it is an estate though, so yeah. It's the way the blocks are set up is a bit different, but it is all one estate. So from here, this is like Wandsworth. It used to be called the Arndale Estate. Like us, everything is south side now, and they got the shopping centre and all that.
Yeah.
But before it was the Arndale, so all these blocks was just the Arndale flats.
Yes.
So, and then you got the blocks across the road, Wendellsworth. And to be fair, these are where I got. These are quite smallish estates. There are bigger ones. You know what I'm saying? Like by the time I moved to Clapham Junction in Battersea, Winstanley is one of the most. That's like a very notorious estate.
Yes.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember a couple of years ago something serious happened down there, and
yeah,
it was all covered with blue lights.
It don't stop, man. It's been like that. So even when, it's one of those places. It's one of those, like you got your areas. There are some areas that are small. Things happen, but you don't hear too much. You don't know. But Clapham Junction is one of the main ones. Like Clapham Junction, Brixton, Peckham. Do you get what I'm trying to say? The names you will hear in the mix. Hackney, if you're going to start talking East London, Hackney, Newham, and all these places. There are some places in London that you just, when you say the area, you know that things go on there. Some areas you might say it's like, it's not too much, but the individuals, there are certain individuals through their family ties and their whatever else situation that they're going through, that they also fall into the bracket of what we're talking about and what people get up to. Do you get what I mean? And falling into crime.
Right. So the way I understand how these crimes, the little knowledge that I know, I bet you've experienced quite a lot around, you growing up and all the people who have been around. All these gangs that come in, is it that one estate has got one gang and then the other estate, or there could be two gangs in the same estate, though you can't go in another block?
It used to, see, right now it's crazy. Like right now I'll say that's not the case, because now every area has so many different gangs. Do you get what I mean?
Right.
Before it was more, each area had a big gang,
right,
type of thing, or a big group or committee, however you want to put it. Yeah, it was like a big gang because everybody knows each other. That's the thing. Everybody grows up together in the estate, so everybody knows each other. When it's time to go out, or when people are going out, everybody parties together. Everybody does things together. So when you're part of the crew, or the gang, as you may wanna, before it was more of a big collective, more just community, but everybody knows each other, innit?
Yes.
So whoever may be doing stuff, everybody kind of does it together. But then in that you get people who are doing things, then maybe envy comes in, jealousy comes in, people fall out, people start doing bad mind things to each other. Everybody wants to make money, everybody can make money, but rather than you worry about your own money, you're also now worried about his and his. Yeah, and then it turns into, that starts spiraling.
Right.
You know what I mean? Egos clash. Do you know what I'm trying to say? There's a lot of things happening around that. So then people start dividing.
Yes.
That's why now you hear things like, you can't walk around the corner there because this gang is here. You all live in the same vicinity. So it becomes a thing now where literally, even if if this crew and this crew have got an issue, but they all still live here and everybody still congregates here, when they see each other, then shit happens. Do you get what I mean? Someone will instigate something and then that'll be that, and it will pop off. So the little in-house things, then everybody started splitting. That's how I can say I see it. Do you get what I mean? Because right now there is so much
what really
more.
drives them? What really drives the gangs? Is it we know they get the money. Where do they get the money from? Why is it that there's always that clash?
I mean, the clashes, that's what I'm saying. There's so many different reasons. Some people are clashing over old family beefs, an argument that escalated. So somebody's been shot, stabbed or killed, and then from there it's revenge,
right,
type of thing. Do you get what I mean? Like, it can't die, especially for the people that have lost people. maybe if you only got stabbed, you only got shot, or you got a beat down or something like that, it might get to a stage where both parties just forget about it, maybe, or you talk about it and it's squashed, or there's a resolution in some other type of way because there's a mediator, someone who knows both sides, who has enough weight, yeah, and enough respect on both parties to be able to bring people together and say, look, leave this situation alone. So it could be an old beef, or like I'm saying, the money thing. If everybody can't agree that, yeah, we can all just make money together, then that means if you want to make money, I want to make money, we want to make it around here, we're all selling to the same people. So every time the people don't come to me, maybe they're going to you, that's a problem for me. That means we have a problem because we're not working together.
Right.
So if the people who usually would come to me for maybe just today or one time I've seen them, they're not coming to me, they're coming to you.
You would like to know why, and then as soon as you find out, you need to get rid of.
That's it, competition. Do you get what I'm saying? And out here, a friendly conversation, this is not going to end your competition. So people do what they have to do. That's where the violence comes in.
Wow.
The more violent that you are, the least likely somebody's going to want to come and step on your toes. You get what I'm trying to say? And if you're in a place, you have to. That's why most people, the people who really are the most, you got to either be the most reckless and the most violent, or the most smartest individual to be able to cut through and do what you got to do. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not always that it's got to be, but violence and all that is part and parcel of the game. Because of these things, everyone who's the strongest, who's the most vicious, who's the wildest.
Right.
You know.
Wow. That's tough.
That is tough. So that's what it is. It's like, so that's why it's like, you know, some people, they'll tell you, oh, if somebody comes to fight you, then you got to come back with a bat. And that you come with a bat, then come with a knife. And if they come with a knife, better you come with a gun. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because you always have to be one
step ahead.
Yeah. That's why these days as well, the knives that you see the young boys running around with, they're not no small.
Not small anymore.
Nah. There's serious things that when them things go in your body, how much of your insides is it pulling out with it? Because you see, the knives ain't no small things. Some of these young boys run with knife in their trouser leg. When they pull it out and you see what it is.
How do they get to walk around like, because that thing is straight? How?
Yeah, they do it though. It's done. Do you get what I'm saying? They more would rather do that than be without it and see someone they have a...
Is it that some of them carry it for protection?
100%. The thing is, 100%. You only carry them type of things there through, you know, no one might not like that, but it's all a fear thing as well. You know what I mean? If you're not scared that someone will come, that you have to protect yourself. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe not. It doesn't mean that you're shaking in your boots or whatever. But the reality is, for you to feel that you have to protect yourself means you feel threatened. If you're not threatened, why will you need to protect yourself?
Yes.
So some people will say, I'm not scared of nothing. Nah, it's not you're not scared of nothing. You're just willing to protect what you're scared of. But nobody want to admit, yeah, I'm scared. Because you're only going to hold a knife if you think someone's going to come and stab you, innit?
Yeah.
Or if you think someone might come shoot you, then that's why you know you got to shoot. So, what the first thing is, the man them need to be able to accept that.
Yeah.
It is scary. You are scared. Because it's not also just you. And if you're someone who's got a heart and you've got family members, whether your brother, your cousin, your sister, your mum, your dad, your children, whatever it is, the people who you remember, it's who's worse than who.
Yes.
So someone whose mind knows that, well, if I can't get to you, I'm going to get to your family members. You now know you've got a problem on your hands that is bigger than you.
And you need to sort it out.
You need to sort it out. Yeah. Everyone out there is scared of something. And everybody out there wants something. And we all want to get money.
Yeah.
We're all taught we got to get rich. Do you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, in the areas that we grow up in, the things that are closest to us to see and presented to us as the easiest and the fastest and the quickest way to get these things is the drugs, innit? It's the streets. you don't, you know, you're told you go to school, they tell you, and remember, our schools in the lower class or whatever are different to a middle or upper class school.
Right.
They're taught some different things. So we go to schools where we're taught to work for somebody else.
Right.
We're not taught to
be ministers, be prime ministers or ministers,
or encouraged to do anything of that sort.
Yeah.
We're not encouraged to even be our own bosses and run our own businesses. We're taught to learn how to go and work for somebody. Go and get a degree so you can get a job. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But going to get a job, I won't knock anybody that goes to get a job. If you get a job and it pays you well and you live the type of life you want to live peacefully, then happy for you. But then there are also some of us that have too much more of a drive and too much more that goes on inside that they have to be entrepreneurial. And I think that the young ones are not taught enough that the mentality that they're raised with gives them a good head start in the entrepreneurial lane. Because there's a lot of things, when you learn how to hustle out here in the streets, it opens up, you can go and do any industry. Because the streets will prepare you for a lot.
Anything.
Yeah.
You're not scared to lose.
Yeah.
You
if you take all your risks out here in the streets, and you risk your freedom every day for the money that you got to make and to supply for your family and do the things then how much so if you go into the legit world and deal with people and do things with the same tenacity and you go on, because then you don't have to worry about the police on your back.
Yeah.
You know, and the one thing I'll say is, I mean, you won't have so much to worry about in terms of the streets and who might want to come and get you, but also the real world doesn't mean because you're doing legit it means everybody's nice.
Yes.
Because the real world, when you're dealing with business and people, it's the
Everyone
same.
is nasty.
Everyone's nasty. We live in a nasty world. Do you get what I'm saying? But that's why it's important that everyone as an individual needs to know that. And you got to know what you know is good for yourself. Your actual core. A lot of us don't deal with our core. We deal with our egos.
Yes.
That we create based upon what we think we're supposed to be doing, based on the people we're surrounded by and how things look and what we do, which is why I'm saying the streets look glamorous. Music makes the streets look glamorous. Movies make the streets look glamorous. And when you're out in the streets and you see that the men that are doing road and getting money in the streets, they're having fun. They got cars, they got bikes, they got girls, they got jewelry. Everything looks, but then you look at someone maybe who's going to uni, going to college, doing 9 to 5. They ain't got none of the things what these
They end up working in McDonald's and stuff.
Yeah, all these types of, so nobody, when you see that as a young boy growing up, it's not what you want to go and do. If you have some form of ambition for yourself.
You yourself, at what age were you first approached and you felt like, you had to protect yourself?
I think the first time I was approached, you mean like approached in which way? I got to ask you first.
Right. I didn't even know there were several ways.
No, but I mean,
because we know that these young kids are being recruited into the drug line.
See,
and then from there it escalates to.
Right. I wasn't recruited though. Yeah, I never got recruited like that. So I never. I was a bit too maybe fast in my head.
Right.
Yeah, in terms of, I guess maybe the influences. You see the same sort of thing I'm talking about with what looks cool, what interests you and all these types of things. So I had that, but I also had enough people around me and enough about me to know not to be taken advantage of.
Right.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it was a bit like, there were some people, there were a lot of people that I've been around as young, but when I noticed anything that seemed too much like they wanted to, do you get what I'm trying to say?
Divert you to something.
Yeah, I just had a bit of something that I was aware, so I would know, I'm not coming back around. You're not going to see me for a while because,
right.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? And yeah, so I kind of had that, and then I never really my thing, the whole gang violence and what, I had my fair share of, you know, getting into issues.
Yes.
And things like that. But the thing about me also is I'm not someone who likes issues. I'm not someone who wants to look for issues. So a lot of things, I had my own, and a lot of things I also was just, I would get into on the strength of people I was moving with and things like that. Do you know what I mean? But getting into, so the money making thing was really just organically happened because my mindset was already kind of there.
Yes.
Because of my, I can't lie, I'm one of the people, I can look at my life and know that, yeah, what influences drew me in and what things made me do the types of things that I've done in my life. Do you get what I mean? I did my best, because I don't do none of that no more. But I made a choice to move a certain type of way, which hopefully would make me do less of the things that I didn't really want to do.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? But some of my friends don't think like that.
Still in the same game.
Some of my friends, yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Some of my
So, what if, in case they get to drag you in, let's say they go out there, do a crazy deal with a crazy drug dealer, and then they say the stuff is at yours.
Nah, see, boy, if that was to happen, like, what could I do but try to get out of it? Because at the end of the day, I can only tell my truth in that scenario. But scenarios like that,
sometimes
it depends.
It's too late.
Yeah. So if that was to happen, I can't really tell you. I couldn't really give you an answer of that right now. It would have to be something that would happen, because to be honest, the answers I could give could go a million ways. Maybe not to say a million, but it really depends the person. It depends what are they saying I've taken, and then how, you know, how best I might can deal with that, and the person, have I got any ties to them through anybody else? You know what I'm trying to say? There's so much, I can't just give a straightforward answer that if somebody did that, what would be the outcome? Do you know what I mean? But one thing is, any scenario like that I'm put in, I would have to literally just do my best to get out of it. There's not anything else. You have to find a way, and if the person is that crazy, then you know which way it's gonna go. And it's like, when you're in it, you're in it.
You can't go out.
When you're in it, you're in it.
So just to drive you slightly a bit faster. You are a father now.
Yeah.
And you're expecting a lot from your kids.
Of course.
What are you doing to see that they get to stay vigilant? Because I guess your times were so different from the times today.
Yeah.
These people have got so smart. They got all different ways of trying to get these young people like to keep their grounds safe. What are you doing as a parent to see that your kids do better?
I mean, I've been speaking. My oldest is 14. My youngest is 7. My oldest, I've been speaking to her. She's secondary school now. So before she hit secondary school, I've had some talks with her, and told her some things that I feel like once you're a teenager, I feel like in stages there are some things we gotta let our children know as they grow. So I've let her know, I guess, as much as I think she needs to know in terms of what to look out for and how to carry herself. Stay out of people's business. A lot of things is just because when you're in school, most things happen just because you talk too much. Somebody tell you something, you tell somebody. Somebody's talking about something, so you're talking about it. Maybe you're not even telling somebody, you're talking to the same person who's telling you, but somebody heard, and now you're in the mix-up.
And then it goes in mix-up.
And then, so it's small little things. And then in terms of the whole main thing, to be honest, I want my children to come and live in Ghana, because I'm moving.
You're moving back to Ghana?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a very brave move.
Yeah. But I've wanted to do it for a while, and in all honesty, my lifestyle's had me caught here. Because it's another thing. Sometimes you can have, I'm not a stupid individual. So I've had a lot of things in my mind from a young age, but I've also been distracted doing certain other things. And sometimes you think, you can have a plan that you're going to do something a certain type of way, but you don't realize when you're in it. That's why I'm saying, when you're in it, and you don't realize how many distractions come with the lifestyle. You know what I'm trying to say? You have to be very, very grounded, you know, and strong-minded in order to be able to stick to certain things that you want to do. Because when you're in it and things are happening, this, blah, 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 it's never straightforward.
Right.
It's never straightforward. So, me at this point anyway, I'm like, the state of this country, especially now, I gotta go home. Like, I can't stay here. The government treating black people the way that they do, the setup being the way that it is, you know what I'm saying, the opportunities being the way that they are. Don't get me wrong, yes, you can do things here in the UK. People can, there are successful black people here, but they go through hell.
Right.
If you want to do anything, especially if you're talking, you know, entertainment, people go through hell. If you're talking about in the lawyers or the this, they go through it. Who was I speaking to? Someone was telling me something about so much things. I think you've experienced it yourself.
Yes.
Do you get what I mean? There's so many things here that hold us back, and it's all on purpose. And then you think, because like I said, I've been to Ghana from young, and I'm in contact, and I've seen the growth over the last, you know, God knows how many years, and the difference between here and there. Like, I'll take Ghana any day. You know what I mean? The mentality, the quality of life.
You see, like, you have, I would say you've seen the sun yourself today, and you know that Ghana is the place to be.
Oh yeah.
But we've got our brothers and sisters who are still saying Africa is so backwards, and they don't even think that moving there is a strong move or is a variable move. What would you tell them today? Because we know we got doctors, we got lawyers,
we got everything.
People who can make Africa great. But
The only, I think I wouldn't agree. The only thing I will agree in that aspect, or in that what they're saying, is our governments, our leaders. Do you get what I'm saying? We know corruption in Africa is very real. But corruption is around the world. But the problem is there's so much poverty in Africa, but there's also so much money that people don't talk about. That the leaders, the corruption doesn't help the country to grow and get to the place where it should be. So people who maybe have lived in UK, lived in America, you come to somewhere, you know, you come Ghana, for example, there's a lot of things you're like, what's this? Why is this happening? Why is that happening? Why is this? So you might be able to say, yeah, it's backwards, or some people may say that. But nowhere is perfect. And if you look at what we have to deal with in terms of what we have to deal with here, and what I would say I know that has to be dealt with in Ghana, and then also look at the opportunities that come with living here and living in Ghana. And like I said, the quality of life of living here and living in Ghana. For me, Ghana wins. And I'm a Ghanaian. Yeah, my passport's British, but in reality of life, and what's the treatment that, look, this is England here. What are we? I can't remember. We're only a small percentage of the population.
Yes.
I can't remember my figures correctly, but I know because I was comparing with here in America. But we're either just over 10 or somewhere below 10. In England, black people, and that's not even just Africans, that's, you know, black people, whether Caribbean or whatever, like African and Caribbean, we only make up. Now it's either like a 3% or a 13% of the population. And what I'm saying is, if the whole UK population, how much are we catered for? We know what we go through here.
Yes.
We're always standing up and fight and talking. Look, right now, Black Lives Matter, which is another thing I don't even want to. But we'll always come and shout and say what we got, and they'll give us something small to keep us quiet. Yeah. But the reality of the big picture of what's going on, that's why they will always give something small. Yeah, be quiet, whatever. But the reality is, your positioning here in this country, you weren't even supposed to. We didn't even want you here. If you check up the history and look at the whole Windrush, they invited people to come. They told them they'll be looked after. They were this, that, and then they came and they treated everybody bad.
Then many years back, everyone has to go back because they're not allowed to be here. How can you tell me I've been in a country for that long?
Do you understand?
That I'm not supposed to be in that country.
So I just got to, me personally, when I'm tired here. I'm tired. I have to go home. I'm tired. People say the streets of London are paved with gold, innit?
Yeah.
That's an old kind of saying.
Yeah.
We know it's not
because
true.
I believe there's still so many guys who are in Ghana,
believe that.
Their dream is to come down Europe.
Maybe so. Maybe so. And you're right, you're not even wrong. There are a lot of people that still have the mentality that they want to get to UK or US. They still do, but the reality, I'm telling you, man, for some people it may be that you need to come, you want to come here and see it as some kind of stepping stone, but the reality for me, all I can say is the difference, I will choose Ghana. And man, we need to be at home. Africa needs to be made strong again. The leaders need to wake up. You know what I mean? I hear a lot of them talking these days about, you know, not accepting so much help from the Western world and such things. The reality is, I know that there are a lot of contracts in place that after the colonization and all these types of things, that these people still have say-so. And then also the leaders will take money when they want to push certain agendas in the countries, and these are the things that need to stop. They got to stop. If you keep allowing English man or American man to come and tell you, yeah, we want to do that. Right now, GM food they're pushing in Ghana. How? Africa, Ghana,
it's the same in Uganda as well.
Same in Uganda, how?
They are collecting all the real seeds that we've grown up seeing, and then they pack in all these GM seeds.
How? We know GM food is not good for us. We know it.
Yeah,
it's a fact that GM food is not good for us. So why go to the countries where this is what I'm saying, they're destroying Africa. They have been from the get-go. But we have everything we still need there. The resources are still there. Yeah, all these big companies, Cadbury's and whoever else and whatever, and they still come and take our cocoa as cheap as they take it. Do you get what I mean? Whatever companies that come for the iron, whatever companies that come and take the gold, the diamonds, everything, they still come and take it for peanuts and then go and make the mad millions. And then, you get what I'm trying to say? So this has to change. It has to change. So rather than the government's, just taking money from them to let them do things to fuck up the country, they need to be preserving the country so that they have enough money they don't even need from these people. Do you get what the whole shit, that's where backwards. So if we talk about Africa being back, that's why I said before, the leaders got to wake up. We need better and stronger leaders.
We're not backwards.
We're not backwards.
We just need to
you know what I mean?
Together
because corruption is everywhere. People will like to put a magnifying glass on Africa. But we got to remember, Africa, most African countries, look, Ghana was the first, and we're only 60 years in of independence. After how many years of being, you know what I mean, hundreds of years of being colonized and slavery and all the fuckery and all of that, and now we're 60 years. Ghana is the leading country for independence. So however many countries lead after that, how much of a life is that? How much of a time
has moved?
Do you get what I'm trying to say? So a lot has happened, growth has happened, things are changing, the country's moving faster, but we gotta wake up. We gotta wake up. But my thing, like I'm saying, man, I'm going home. I'm going home.
I can see it on your face, you're so excited.
No, I'm going home, because the things I'm gonna go and set up and do there, I'm sure will be very fruitful. You know what I'm saying? I know God is on my side. You feel me? And hopefully I'm gonna go and lead in an example to set for the younger ones to follow. Yeah, younger or older. So
your parents, are they still here or they moved back?
No, my parents actually moved back, so they were here. They've been back in Ghana like 15 or 20 years now.
Oh, okay.
I think, what am I? Yeah, roughly 15 to 20 they've been back there. Do you know what I mean?
Well, so literally they've set a good example.
They set a good example for me,
yeah.
I can't lie. They set a good example for me, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I said if I look at my life, I'm blessed that they did enough. And I ain't got no rich parents. I didn't come from a rich family. I see my parents grind. Yeah? I see them work jobs, cleaning jobs, and all these types of things, saving pennies, and managing to take me and my sister to Ghana. But look, every 4 years, it wasn't no every year holiday like some people go on. It was every 4 years. They had to work, save, make sure and do whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Then when you went, it was a very special move. It was a very special holiday for you guys to go back.
Yeah, I still remember my first time in Ghana. I'll never forget. Do you know what I'm saying?
Have your children themselves been?
Yeah.
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 What did they think of the first time they were there?
It was interesting. They loved it though.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you see, my child, my oldest, she said to me, we were driving, you know what she said to me? She said, "Rah, where are all the white people?" Yeah? She said, where's all the white people? And I said, this is Africa. Yeah? So, you're surrounded by our people. Yeah? It's bare black people you're going to see around here. Yeah? This is Africa, this is home. That's why you can't see so many white people and you can see everyone the same skin like ours. This is home, this is Africa. You get what I'm saying? And that was our first conversation like that.
Wow.
You get
so you were coming from the airport?
It must have been maybe the first day because we landed in the night, straight to the house.
Yeah.
Which she loved anyway. And then we were on the road going. So we were on the road, I think we were driving from a place called Tema to Nungwa. And we were driving along there and she just said it to me. But so she said that, but my youngest child, two different characters. So when she came, and we were there, her one was maybe we were like a week in. Yeah. And we saw like we was in the hotel at the swimming pool and a white couple walked past and she looked at them like that and she said, "Daddy, what are they doing here?"
It was more like she wasn't expecting it.
Exactly, because it was like she'd already soaked in that, we're surrounded by black people, innit?
Yeah.
This is okay. So we're in Ghana. Like, yeah, this is. We didn't have that conversation.
Yeah.
She kind of, to me, when she made that statement, had processed all of that herself. But yeah, it's a beautiful thing. They got a lot to learn, and it just shows that growing up in a place where it's not home and you're surrounded by white people and white supremacy, and I don't really like talk about this type of stuff all the time, the white, but it's just a reality that we can't ignore. It's a fact. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? White Jesus, white everything, all this stuff is all part of their plan of how they've doctored our minds a certain type of way to think and move a certain type of way. Yes. You know? So, yeah, my children, they know I would love for them to come. Everything I'm doing is to lay a foundation so that they actually have the option to, follow through. And I have to show them. No one else.
So when you go there, what are the chances, as in job? Are you gonna create your own?
Yeah, but that's See, I'm creating my own. Like I'm getting into the drinks industry.
Okay.
So I have my own drinks on the market. And I'm also. I mean, hemp is big in Ghana right now. I don't know if it's big around the world. The hemp industry. So I'm getting into that too, and property development.
Okay.
Because
you guys, I'm from Uganda myself. I'm sure there must be a few Ugandans who have done the same, but I have not been able to meet them. Hopefully you guys get to hunt me down and see what you're doing. But there is a young YouTuber who is from Ghana who has been doing the same, showing those who left from the US, Australia, UK, and they've gone back. So it's more like you guys in Ghana, you're actually picking up all this and people are moving back.
There's a big thing. A lot of people have been. And like I said, I've been wanting to go for a while. So I've been doing small things, buying land here and there over the years. But I've always heard like there are some people in Ghana that from London, people know that there's certain men that have gone to Ghana or people that have gone to Ghana and they're doing their thing and they're doing very well.
Tell us about your music, because me, when I first met you, I found you singing. I didn't even know you can literally rap that fast. And by the way, I missed some of the beats that you were rapping. Tell us about how you got into that. And
I got into rapping from very young.
mm.
My uncle Jeddy introduced me to hip hop,
Okay.
and kind of just from that, maybe in my teens, I did some small things in primary school. I've been rapping since primary school.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that long.
Yeah, and then in secondary school, I think I started writing a lot more, and then in my later teens, even more. So throughout school, I do small shows. Started doing talent shows in school and in the local area. Any kind of youth show that was going on, I'd be there. And then I had a partner at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, a friend of mine I used to rap with, Tricky. So we used to do shows all the time. Put together compilations, CDs, and we just was always active. I've always kind of been active in it. And just took it. I've just always done it. I don't think I've even actually, I can say I've taken it seriously, but I've never actually really taken it serious enough though.
It's just more like a passion.
Always been a passion, because there's been many times I've said, I'm not going to do music anymore. But it doesn't leave me, so I end up coming back. I'll be honest, at this stage, like, I'm making a lot of changes in my life. I've been this year, especially, everyone's had a crazy 2020. It's been, you know, and even leading up to my life, there's been so much happening. If I'm honest, for the last 3 years, my life has been the maddest roller coaster.
Right.
Yeah, of all roller coasters in my life, the last 2-3 years, up until now, and still has been the maddest stage in my life. Do you get what I mean? So
lots of things have happened, moving you around.
Yeah, a lot of things that I have to make me check myself internally, to get to know myself better. You know what I mean? I've started just really analysing myself, chipping some things away, adding things, just, you know what I mean? Proper getting to know myself. It's like I know myself already, but you know, like I was saying before, sometimes we think we know ourselves, but we, to a degree, I'm getting back to my core, if I'm honest. I feel like I've been, you know, just living, and I think I mentioned earlier, so very distracted. Do you get what I mean? Very distracted, and I'm not cool with the distractions. I can't be distracted, especially where I want to go and the things that I know need to be done.
Yes. So for someone who is out there and who would like to get in touch with you while you're down in Ghana, how are they going to be able to reach you?
For anyone who does want to get hold of me, social media and all that is Dezert Eagle Music. DEZERTEAGLE Music. Or Mazzatello.com. So that's MAZZATELLO.com, and you can get all the music and the visuals and all that through the Mazzatello site. That's like me, Benny Lalo, and a few other my brothers, and that will be putting music out through the Mazzatello movement site, you know. So that's what's up, man. That's what's up, so you can get me still.
Yeah, perfect. One last word to all our brothers and sisters who are here in the UK. Tell them something that you think would lead them to...
To all the Africans here in the UK.
Yeah.
Go home. Simple as. But, you know, go home and do something, man. For real. You know what I'm saying? If you have enough ties at home already and you've been thinking about it, stop thinking and do it. Especially now, like we ain't got too much long left of getting in and doing the things that need to be done before it's too late. We're complaining about being in England. Yeah, how about a time when there won't even be you can go to Africa and it's actually your sanctuary, because the Chinese are doing so much there, and the Lebanese are doing so much there, or the French are doing so much wherever they're doing it, and England are still doing what they're doing, and America is still doing what they're doing in these places. Trust me, a lot is happening. So don't feel like you got forever. and you can be here, and when you decide, nah, trust me, time's ticking, a lot is changing, Africa is moving fast. Africa's moving fast, and it's for us, innit? It's ours, you feel me? So if I'm gonna say anything, I say go home. If you've been thinking about it, go home. If you're not thinking about it, start thinking about it. Speak to someone. Speak to someone. And go and visit if you haven't even visited. That's the first thing. If you've not visited home, or you've not visited anywhere in Africa or whatever, pattern something up. Holler at one of your African friends. If you ain't got no African friends, pattern it and get there anyway. I know you have. We all have. Go on, man. Seriously, a lot of opportunities at home. Too many, bro. Too many. Too many. I don't think there's many places right now I can say, listen, you go, I speak Ghana specifically, but Africa as well, I'm sure, because Gambia is there, you know what I mean? Congo, all these, there's so many countries in Africa that if you go there, the opportunities are endless. The opportunities are endless, and we're coming from UK, America. We've seen a lot of fast forward stuff here. There's a lot we can begin and doing at home, innit? That's it, really. You know what I mean? That's it.
Bro, nice to see you again.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
And thank you so much for all the time you've given us. We pray we're going to be tracking you down in Ghana, and hopefully all comes out well. I believe you might pick me up in a rose while we get there. It's been a great time to have you today. Right, so our viewers, that's all we had today. We'll be still collecting a few different people so that we can be able to show you how great Africa is going to be. The next Africa, how it's going to develop, and we all know that this is not where we belong. We've seen it all. It's time to go back home and make Africa great again. I think that's how we should have it. It's been Tom Sebunga here in the diaspora. I wish you all the best, and bye-bye.